Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, everybody, for tuning back in once again for another episode of Logiks View. It is Monday, December 16th, and it's a lot going on. It is a lot going on. We're going to be discussing um, the corruption that's taking place within the MIGOP. We got a little bit of footage we're going to play. We got some warriors speaking out about that, so we're gonna highlight that. The treasurer is speaking out. Another state committee member speaking out, and we gonna get into that. You know, I believe we wrapping up with lame duck legislation, so that's good. We're gonna discuss a lot of the new legislation that's gonna impact Michiganders for years to come. It is a lot of horrible stuff that passed, but we have a Democrat who has been standing up and speaking out against a lot of the insane policies being pushed by the Democrats. And this person is a Democrat. And this is not the first time this person has spoken out. You look back at least the past 4 or 5 years, this person been standing up and speaking out. And we are definitely going to highlight that. Um, it's a lot going on, exposing the corruption and the grassroots and all that. So we gonna get it popping. We gonna get it popping right off the rip, and I'm gonna jump over here to one of the state representatives speaking out and exposing the lame duck legislation, and this is State Rep Jamie Thompson, Republican. Here. Mm. So we got her speaking out, which is a wonderful thing. We got Senator Jim Runstad speaking out, State Rep Steve Cara. We got Josh Shriver speaking out. We got many different warriors speaking out, and that's exactly what we need from our state representatives. We're gonna highlight more from Runstad and Shriver in a minute. Um, but we got a lot going on, and actually I'm gonna jump right into Representative Shriver because he has been speaking like crazy against a lot of insane agendas and policies, and I love him more and more each post that he put up. Right here, last Friday he put out, "Why do Michigan House Democrats obsess with turning little boys into little girls and making see gay porn in the children's section of public libraries? This isn't even rhetoric, it's policy." Michigan Dem passed 6034 and dash 6035 and 5300 dash 5303 to do this. So he highlighting it, he's speaking out, he not trying to be politically correct or anything like that. Is saying what need to be said and exposing what need to be exposed. Here's another post I want to highlight from Shriver. Today, Democrat House Bill 61835-85 opens the floodgates for erroneous lawsuits against gun manufacturers, causing an unnecessarily huge increase in the cost of firearms at local gun shops. Price outlawing price outlaw price out law abiding citizens from buying a firearm for self defense while criminals run rampant. Sorry about that. So Shriver been speaking out. Another one. Every J6 prisoner is actually a J6 hostage. America has taken her own patriots as hostages. Pardon every J6 patriot, free every J6 hostage. So he saying to be said and not caring who he upsets. He put a post out earlier today asking if Michigan House Republicans should continue protesting or stop protesting. Out of almost 300 votes, 90 said we need to continue protesting. So as you see, Rep. Shriver is definitely speaking out, not afraid to ruffle feathers, not afraid to say what needs to be said. And we definitely appreciate that. We definitely appreciate that. Another uh state representative who's not afraid to speak out and say what needs to be said is I'm gonna be highlighting is Karen Whitsett. She is a Democrat, and she is tired of the just insane policies coming from her own party, which I've been looking for a Democrat who wasn't afraid to expose corruption in their own party. I'm a registered Republican, and I spend so much time exposing the shenanigans in the Republican Party. Where's the Democrats who aren't afraid to do the same thing? We got to say what needs to be said. We need to expose what needs to be exposed. So Jim Runstead is also highlighting this, and he goes on to say in a Sunday interview with Gongor News Service, Democrat Representative, my son, Democrat Representative Karen Whitsett unleashed her frustration with the Democrat agenda and tactics during this chaotic lame duck session, echoing Republican concerns. Whitsett blasted Democrat leadership for recklessly flooding the floor with unvetted, unread bills. Almost nobody knows what's in these bills. Amari, sorry about that, y'all. Almost nobody knows what's in these bills, yet the slim Democratic majority bulldozes vote after vote, pushing legislation that will wreak havoc across Michigan for years, if not decades, harming businesses and citizens alike. Hundreds of bills are daily rammed through in a process that feels like a Lansing Rocky horror picture shown every session day. This is Representative Democratic Representative Whitsett ex- expressing her frustration on party. We got to give her kudos, applause. I think I got to clap a cheer. That even came through. You know what I'm saying? Got a little bit of the ones. Anyway, after 13 hours on the House floor Friday, Rep. Karen Whitsett put her foot down. Mm, mm, mm. Thank you, Karen Whitsett. She goes on to say, we have been sitting there and sitting there and sitting there, she said. We're voting on bills that had never been through committee. I put my foot down because they were trying to confuse people on bills. People didn't read anything. Amendments were popping up and people didn't know what the amendments were. It was crazy. Whitsett said there were bills that had support from the caucus and support from Republicans, but they didn't go up on the board Friday night. Instead, House Democrats voted on the best of the crap. Going, I'm absolutely not voting on anything. I'm not voting on garbage bills. I'm not voting on bills that will eventually hurt people. I'm not racist on Michigan, she said. I'm not having my record for him talking about Speaker Tate. Now listen, we have to give her kudos and props because she has the courage to speak out. And like I said, this is the first time she's spoken out. I'm gonna take you back to 2020 right here. Listen, look. Did fact check? Did a Democratic lawmaker in Michigan credit Trump for her COVID-19 recovery? recovery. This is about Witset. She got sick. Look, the state lawmaker thanks President Trump for saving her life. The post also reads Democrat State Representative Karen Whitsett credits President Trump for saving her life and for pushing hydroxychloroquine to treat the coronavirus. Now, she thought she was dead, she says. The president said at the administration's Corona Task Force briefing, I think she'll be voting for me now. Well, you can read more of that, research it. Karen Whitsett, Trump. And then here's another article from 2023. Detroit Democrat breaks from caucus again. This is Karen Whitsett right here. This is Karen Whitsett, the courageous Democrat. She broke. Now, this time it's about abortion. She didn't agree with the abortion package that the Democrats was pushing. So she stood up, stood against it. One Detroit Democrat is blocking a key abortion rights package that is part of Governor Gretchen Whitmer's fall agenda, and it isn't her first time joining Republicans on legislation. Now, this is the type of Democrats we need, man, who can speak up when something is wrong, can support something from the other side when they believe is right. But we know the Democrats, they usually lock and step. Nobody has individual voices, nobody they own opinions and step out of rank. But this one, this woman, this mighty warrior has the courage to. Now I haven't dug into a lot of her other policies, but on some key critical issues, she has the courage to go against the grain. So shouts out to Karen Whitsett. I'm gonna try to reach out to her. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I'm gonna try to reach out to her, see if I can get her on the show because we got to be able to have conversations, civilized conversations with people that are across the aisle, so to speak. But they want us divided. They don't want us talking, communicating. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna do it anyway. So the war wages on. The war wages on. We got corruption within the MIGOP. Mm, mm, mm. Corruption. We gonna get into that. We got the treasurer speaking out, saying how she been trying to get uh in contact with Hoekstra. It's been impossible. She been locked out of party accounts. Let's see what we got over here. Jennifer Stanford. This was put out December 11th, 2024. She sent this to P. Hoekstra. The Federal Election Commission and MERS, which is the Michigan Election Reaping Service or something, reports indicate that additional filings were submitted by the Michigan Republican Party on December 5th, 2024. I am alarmed and deeply concerned that these reports continue to bear my electronic signature despite my complete lack of access to the information used in their preparation and my inability to review or approve them prior to submission. So this is a letter, excuse me, put out by Jennifer Stanford, the MIGOP treasurer, and she is furious because she doesn't have access to the reporting system and to the financial system so she can fulfill her fiduciary obligations and responsibilities. They using her signature. She is highlighting detailed information, how she been ringing the bell, sounding the alarm, trying to get attention to this situation. And Pete Hoekstra is basically ignoring her. And this is happening also to other people we don't talk about. But it says since your tenure began on February 27th, 2024, I have been locked out of all systems necessary to fulfill my statutory and fiduciary responsibilities under USC, blah, 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 and the MRSC bylaw. The duly elected treasurer of the Michigan Republican Party, I am legally obligated to represent and remain accountable to the state central committee, not to your hired staff who have deliberately obstructed my ability to perform my duties. I have repeatedly attempted to address this issue diplomatically. She highlights the dates all throughout this past summer and year. Oh, each attempt to rectify this issue has been ignored or outright blocked, undermining my role as custodian of the committee's finances. So she been going hard. She been sounding the alarm, going hard. On November 14th, 2024, the state central committee overwhelmingly voted to have a treasury report presented at our next meeting on Saturday, December 14th, this past weekend. This vote underscores the necessity of reinstating my access to the systems immediately. I have not delegated my responsibilities, nor has the committee authorized anyone else to assume my duties. As the elected treasurer, I am solely responsible for presenting this report, which is critical for ensuring proper oversight and compliance. This is Jennifer Standifer again. She says she immediately direct your staff to restore my access and cease all actions that undermine my ability to fulfill my role. Continued obstruction will leave me with no choice but to pursue all legal remedies available to me to protect the integrity of this position and the committee's compliance with state and federal laws. Mm, mm, mm. So as you can see, we got a lot going on in the MIGOP, and that's just one letter. We got another video I want to play by Lori Skipbo, and she is a state committee member, and she was involved with this. She was involved in this last vote. I mean, she highly involved in a lot of stuff. But what's this right here? Okay, this is Lori Skibbo, present at the 7.5 hour November State Committee meeting. They had a 7.5 hour meeting. And what's crazy is if you don't stay in the meeting the whole time, they can try to dis discredit your vote and not disqualify your vote. So it's committee members who was on there. If you was on there for 3.5 hours instead of the whole 7.5, if they retally the votes and you ain't on there, your vote can be disqualified. So this is Lori. She participated in a video recount of the rules vote, the results of which were reversed. Her requests for answers regarding the highly suspicious events are being stonewalled by Chairman Pete Hoekstra. So not only has Jennifer Standifer been trying to get a hold of Pete Hoekstra and raise the alarm on um, highly important concerns, Lori Skibbo been doing the same thing. Here's her request. On November 16, 2024, I submitted a request for an inquiry and response regarding conduct. I insisted that the committee receive a full explanation of the incorrectly reported results from the motion, accept the 2025 convention rules presented during the November 14th meeting. I trust by now you are aware that the 8th Congressional District Chair, Ann Delisle, continues to act as the legal secretary despite this committee electing Bethany Wheeler to that position months ago. Delisle inexplicably reported incorrect results. Okay, so we can read through more of this, but I have some footage from this meeting as well. And is straight shenanigans. It's straight shenanigans. So Gitbo goes on to say, I explicitly requested a full explanation of what transpired and how three separate appointed tellers could all have reflected the same error, supposedly caused by member Delisle's column alignment, along with copies of each of the three appointed tellers' tally sheets from the vote on the motion. Now, I was just watching this footage. Mm, mm, mm. Lori Skibbo been uploading this footage on Facebook, on YouTube, and I'm following her YouTube channel. And I appreciate what she's doing, and every missioner involved should appreciate it. Here go the video right here. Okay, I found it. One second. Yep, here go the video right here. Now, you get a headache watching it all, but I'm gonna flip down to over here where it get pretty distant. And hopefully y'all can hear this just fine. And yeah, we're gonna listen. Now, right now, they talking about Andrea Pascal, whether she was on the phone the whole time or not. I'm gonna reach out to her and try to get a hold of her and get her thoughts on this. But this is, I believe, whether to let's look. This is Lori Skibbo, ninth District member, and she put an update up here a couple days ago. It says, after losing the vote to have machines tabulate the 2025 convention ballots, the MIGOP faction, dubbed the cheating faction, misleadingly claimed that the 11/14 Zoom meeting was never adjourned, but only in recess. 4 weeks later, they called an in person meeting and brought in a new set of voters to redo the vote. Sound familiar? It's like so many instances where Republicans, after leading or winning, suddenly demand to stop the count using delay tactics until poof, a magical win appears. So in this video, Andrea Pascal, she was on the call and voted no. And then it sounded like she took another call and was on hold, and then they was calling for her name, but she didn't know. That's my conclusion I gathered from watching this video. But I'm gonna bring Andrea on if I can and whole opinion on it and view of what really happened. But from my understanding, this video, this meeting was about whether we're gonna have machines for the 2025 GOP convention or not. And even this vote right here, it was only like 90 something votes that they had to count that were cast and needed to be counted. And it was confusion and misconduct taking place only with 90 something votes. So imagine the votes, the problems we have with election processes. So we'll listen to a minute or two of this. Man. Woo! These meetings, you think Jerry Springer and soap opera shows back in the 90s used to be interesting? Tune in to some of these state committee member meetings. These meetings be full of grass rat establishment gatekeepers, uh, grassroots used to be patriots who trying to get a seat at the table. They it's some grassroots kids who have turned into grass rats, and they do the bidding of these establishment uh puppet masters. You know what I'm saying? These puppet masters give them a little crumbs, give them a little funding, give them a little money, and they be out here running around trying to get a seat at a bigger table, trying to get a position, move up in the ranks, self-serving, panic serving puppets, man, corrupt individuals. And this is one of the things we got to expose and we up against in many states. But the grassroots level, we got a lot of grass rats, and it's sad because these people get involved in politics and want to do good state, want to expose this and fight for that, and then they get sucked into the side of wolves in sheep's clothing. They get sucked onto the side of corruption, and they get a little bit of position and prominence and little bit of money put behind them, and it go to their head, man. They talk about how money corrupt people, power corrupt people too. You give somebody a little bit of power and fill their head up with a little bit of jargon, man, they turn into an obedient little puppet for you. And this is what's happening not only in Michigan, all across, man, where these puppet, these naive patriots, and then they turn against the true patriots, and then it's more and more division, orchestrated division. They recruiting patriots, turning them into puppets, and we fighting against. That's what we fighting against. That's one of the things we fighting against, man. But we never we given strength by God, we given grace by God, we given guidance by God, and he win the battle, he gonna guide our steps. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to keep it shorter today. Hopefully, man, we threw a lot of this lame duck legislation. We ain't got to deal with it no more. Uh, y'all know we got freaking Meshawn Maddock trying to get in the GOP race yet. I mean, now she got a lot of Michigan voters fooled. Unfortunately, the ones who see through their deception, they just block them off all social media platforms. I want here go Mishan right here trying to prep for her little run. All these photo ops. Look, John Yob. I believe that's Yob. He one of the biggest establishment creatures, swamp creatures. Look at these. Why would you want her on oh man, she establishment. She gotta be an advisor for Trump, man. We've been calling her out for years. And people continue to support, come into the patriot movement as patriots, and then they turned into puppets. Look at what happened to DePerno. You know, Matt Maddock. They act like true patriots too. They continue to try to do good things and look good. He just can't wait to get to a bigger table. He a puppet. These puppets have a lot of people fooled because they don't have street smarts. They don't understand how criminals think. So they get outsmarted by him every time. Puppet, puppet, table full of puppets. Michigan's rhino puppets. This is my opinion. This is my view. This is my channel. I can say what I want. Puppet Pete Hoekstra. He just looked like Count Dracula. Barry Johnson. Ain't nobody finna vote for him. I don't even know who this. He looked like a swamp creature. Probably John Yob's son or somebody. Man, we got to keep our eyes on these people. Look, Mishan. Marion Sheridan, Roseanne Pankowski. Who's that? Somebody knows. Dara Lynn Armbruster. You know what I'm saying? You gotta follow. You gotta follow the money on these rats and roaches. She think cause she got man. Mm-mm-mm. Look, Mishan for chair. M equals money laundromat stays open. E engineered low efficiency GOP. S for and Mishan stands for squash constitutionalists. H stands for handouts for consultants. A stands for asset of deep state globalists. W stands for weighed in the balance, found wanting. N, no moral or constitutional standards. Yeah, I like that. That described me, Sean. It's put out by Unshackled Michigan Telegram channel. You know what I'm saying? They be exposing a lot of the corruption in Michigan, which is what we need to do. Here's something else interesting and important to note. This is a Telegram post by Joe M. The storm is upon us. Outline the people eligible to be mass deported state by state. You go down to Michigan and say we got 100,000 people eligible to be deported, which it seems like it's about in the middle. You look at some of these other states, they got 2 million down there, of course, on the border. The border states got the most. Texas with 1.7 million people eligible to be deported. Uh, Another notable one was Nevada, I believe. Uh, oh yeah, no, 270. Arizona, that's what I meant. 1.7 million. But as you can see, every state is a border state. Now we all got illegals. Even North Dakota, South Dakota got 10K each. Wyoming with 5K. Michigan again got 100K. Oh, shout out to 2A EDU. He got a couple. He stay reporting and exposing the gun laws in Michigan, the radical left gun laws in Michigan. I had a couple videos saved on here. I don't know where they went. Oh yeah, here they are. 2AEDU. My man be exposing it. So if y'all not familiar with him, find his YouTube and locals. 2AEDU. Mighty Warrior. Mighty highly appreciative of the work he do here in Michigan. You know, shout out to the other citizen journalists all across Michigan, the warriors fighting for exposing and opposing the truth, exposing and opposing the kingdom of darkness and the lies and deception, my bad. The agenda, the kingdom of darkness's agenda. Shout out to them all out there. But yeah, man, I just about wrap it up, man. Just highlighting some of the things we going through. We gotta stay vigilant. We got to stay informed, involved, engaged. We got to stay prayed up. So I hope y'all have a good day. Thank y'all for tuning back in once again for another episode of Logiks View. Please help by sharing the episodes, like and subscribe and all that, and comment, and it helps. Got to break back through the algorithm, get back to where I was before they deleted me, man. They deleted me. I got my third strike for reporting on the event with Pat Colbeck and Matt DePerno. Curtis Clark was there from Patriot Approved. Man, yeah, we just up there reporting, doing our job. I get home a day later, bam, my account shut down. Third strike. Man, wait. But it was orchestrated, if you ask me, because a week later, my Facebook account went down. Well, not even, I didn't even have the same video up there. So, anyway, thank y'all. God bless y'all. Peace.